Hey folks, Jake Williams from Scythe here for Scythe Bytes. We were all wondering who it was going to be. Who was going to be the first organization fined under the CCPA? And now we have the answer. It's Sephora. Sephora wasn't appropriately processing opt-outs around the sale of customer information. And unfortunately, well, or fortunately for consumers, unfortunately for Sephora, they've been fined $1.2 million. This is obviously significant to the end, right? Now, I do want to note here that most organizations that I work with today are not thinking about necessarily what their regulatory overhead might be or the regulatory burden might be. I'll also mention here that from working a lot of incident response over the years, I can tell you that a lot of organizations end up in situations where they have where they ultimately have data exfiltrated that they didn't even recognize that they were still storing. Right? This is a spot where you want to involve, at a minimum, your entitlements management folks to go scan and identify what data do you still have on premises and who on premises in the cloud that you are storing yourself, right? And then ultimately, who has access to that data, right? This is really where we get into the adversary emulation side. I'll note from doing red team exercises in the past, so many folks are like, did you get domain admin? One of my best compromises ever did not involve domain admin at all. It involved the audiovisual shop where they printed up, and this is for a law firm, big law firm. This is where they printed up all the legal briefings, and we didn't need domain admin. We landed one phishing email and siphoned off just gigabytes and gigabytes of data that this one user had access to that was in the printing division, stuff that was years old. Right now, did the law firm have a requirement to still deal with this? Absolutely. Did the print shop that print and bound their documents for this large law firm need that data to reprint it 4 years later? Absolutely not. Right. So one of the things you want to think about, of course, is obviously like, what data are we storing? Who can access it? And how do we accurately evaluate the impact around that? What kind of compromise would it take to get to all that data? Anyway, folks, thanks for joining me. We're going to keep this short. It's just a Scythe bite anyway. So much more we could talk about in CCPA, red teaming, all that stuff. But for now, folks, peace out. I'll see you at the next Scythe Bites.